Okay, I just want to take a few minutes to go over a very simple test. It's called the nth term test. And it's a quick test that will prove a series divergent. But it only proves if a series is divergent. It cannot be used to prove convergence. Okay, here is the definition of the nth term test. If you have a series, a sub n, from 1 to infinity, or actually anything to infinity, that series will diverge if the limit of the sequence fails to exist or is different from 0. So in other words, if the limit equals 0, this test cannot be used. If the limit is anything other than 0, it proves the series to be divergent. And again, a big mistake. Don't ever use this test to show that a series converges. And here are a few examples to show how the nth term test can be used. Here is a series, n equals 0 to infinity of 2 to the n. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this 2 to the n, write it as a sequence, and take a limit as n approaches infinity. When we do that, we get an answer of infinity. So the series is divergent because the sequence does not approach 0. A second example, here is a series, n factorial divided by 2n factorial plus 1. So we'll come over here and we'll look at the sequence. We'll take a limit as n approaches infinity, and then we'll use the n behavior of this sequence. The top we'll use just as n factorial. The bottom we'll just look at 2n factorial. If we reduce that, we get 1/2. So since the limit is 1/2 and not 0, we can say that this series is divergent. Therefore, the sequence, I said that backwards. The sequence does not approach 0, so the series is divergent. All right, and here's our last example here. The series 1 over n, as n goes from 1 to infinity. So we'll look at the sequence again. The sequence of 1 over n as n approaches infinity is 0. But since this limit approaches 0, we cannot use the nth term test. We already know, however, that this series is divergent because of the p-series test, but we cannot say that this series is divergent because of the nth term test. So once again, the nth term test proves divergence, and it proves divergence if the limit does not approach 0. If the limit approaches 0, we need to use another test.